Hi everybody, welcome back. I've been on a poster kick lately. I've been doing a lot of music posters. I've been doing posters for the things that I'm watching. And of course, I have to do posters for the things that I play. Or have played, better yet. Because the whole video game poster ad thing is like kind of a 2000s thing that I really liked. Not that they don't make them now, but like the vibe is different, you know? So I decided to lean fully into it and make 3 posters of my 3 favorite vintage video games. Which is just to say video games that I played 20 years ago and I still play now, because I have not ever beaten the level in Frogger, the Forgotten Relic, where you have to fight the bear. He's beating my ass. But let's get into the actual games, apart from Frogger, that I picked. So the games that I picked are Powerpuff Girls Him Seek, Scooby Doo Mystery Mayhem, which actually yesterday when I'm filming this, had its 20th anniversary, and that made me feel great. And finally, Frogger's Journey, the Forgotten Relic. I do often accidentally call it the last relic, and I've streamed it on my channel here before, in parts. But those games, they were the ones that I played the most. They're ones that mean so much to me. I mean, they all mean so much to me. You know, it's hard to pick a favorite, especially when nostalgia comes into play. But I loved those 3. I played them the most. I've definitely played the Powerpuff Girls one the most. I don't really know why exactly. Like, it's a great game, as you'll see in a second. But, like, I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it that pulled me in. But, let's start with Powerpuff Girls Him Seek first. So for Powerpuff Girls Him Seek, there was so much that I could have worked with. I actually had more ideas for this poster than for any of the other posters. And in future, I'll probably end up still doing a couple of the other concepts. But in this one, I mean, the pinball machine is what I spent the most time on playing, I'm not gonna lie. Because I am an arcade kid at heart. I am an arcade kid deep in my soul. Just give me Frogger flashbacks, this little Mojo Jojo mini game that they have, I'm not gonna lie. But the main thing here is Him Seek. So Him is like the main antagonist in this, after you battle like a bunch of the like classic antagonists from Powerpuff Girls. And Him always had such an iconic look, and I was so obsessed with that character when I was a kid. We probably could have seen some stuff coming. But like, I thought, you know, those boots especially, it's so iconic. It's so, like, literally, I don't mean that, like, in the colloquial, I mean that, like, literally, like, you see the legs, you're like, that's him, that's Powerpuff Girls. And I thought that, like, kind of reminded me of, like, another iconic leg, Mrs. Robinson's, like, in The Graduate, so I thought, okay, if I can, you know, I have to paint some stuff together, I have to edit some stuff down, and honestly, it came together even better than in my head, even if it took so long to clean that up properly. And then, ended up with a poster that I was really happy with. Like The Graduate. Fucking journey, right? I really love that poster. I'm very excited to eventually print all 3 of the posters that I made today for like part of my backdrop decor. But I'm really excited about this next one also, which is the Scooby Doo Mystery Mayhem poster. I remember that there has not been a time when Scooby Doo was not massively important to me, including and up until today. I think it's one of the first shows I remember consciously watching, you know, besides like Barney and Friends, and I've been watching it since I was probably way too little to even really understand what was happening, and I'm still a massive Barney fan today. So this one was actually a lot harder for me to figure out what to do with, but I'm really excited to share with you how it went. Kind of keeping in vein of the 2000s tradition also of like referencing pop culture within your own like piece of pop culture, so like referencing The Graduate and a Powerpuff Girls poster. I went with the same thing here. This game, Mystery Mayhem, was the first Scooby Doo handheld game that I had. I also have Night of a Thousand Frights on GameCube that I grew up playing. Like I said in the video, or like I meant to say, I'm a huge Scooby Doo fan. And I always have been, lifelong. I am so envious still of those sandwich ingredients. I can't even eat shrimp. I'm allergic, right? I can't even eat that. But every time I see this game and I see the food and I hear the crunch sounds and you play, I want it so bad. I want it so bad. But yeah, I loved playing this game. I've never finished it. I'm hoping as an adult maybe it'll be easier. But I think in case you're like, oh, that looks interesting, I actually ended up using the Phantom instead of Scooby as the main thing. But I love House, I love horror, I love film posters, and I was like, let us reference House, 1977 horror film in this. And initially I was like, Scooby's too, I tried to make it work. I even took a picture of my own model mystery machine to use for the outline, but Scooby's just too friendly. He's too friendly looking for this. So I was like, who's in the game? There's phantoms, there's ghosts in the game, and this is the Scooby Doo Phantom design, right? And it was perfect. I felt like the colors really worked. I experimented a lot with different depths and different shades, and I feel very satisfied with how it came out, and with like hand adjusting the lettering and stuff. I think that it ended up really beautiful. And now we're finally here at Frogger's Journey, The Forgotten Relic. This game haunted me most of my life, because there was like a time when I did not have access to the game cartridge I have because it was in storage. It was quite a long time, so I couldn't play it myself to check it out, and I couldn't always remember the full title. And here's the thing, is that up until last year, I didn't know that Frogger was this massive franchise. I didn't realize that Frogger was as old as it was. And I, as a kid, I didn't know that Frogger was supposed to be all about crossing the street, crossing the river, crossing the street, those kinds of games. I do remember playing it originally because it was just given to me. It was just a gift when I was a kid, and I remember being like, what? Do I have to keep doing these levels where I get run over or hit by stuff? Yeah, Here goes nothing. Yeah, Frogger, like I said, this bear's been beating my ass for 20 years, and he will continue to do so because I'm gonna have to ask for help doing this level because I can't. You have to do it 3 times, and I managed to get to the third time, and then I die every single time. Drives me nuts. But I was so obsessed with this little guy. I was like, who is this cool little frog who's kind of on this little archaeology trip? What is this lost relic? What is the lore? I was so obsessed with it. And I never found anybody else who played it IRL, and so I didn't have anybody to talk to about it. I didn't have anybody to help me with the levels or whatever, and which is why I've never finished it, but I want to so bad, and I will. I swear I will. I still play it. I can't get past this level, so I'm just kind of stuck. But I love it a lot. I love Frogger a lot. I can't believe I didn't know for the longest time, that it was such a big franchise. But for this, I'm really excited because I've been trying to teach myself 3D modeling. I'm using Nomad Sculpt, and I'm learning, and I've made some stuff. I've made some other stuff. There's a short of my first creation and making a poster out of my first creation, which my first creation, it makes me sound like Victor Frankenstein, and I'm not gonna lie, my creation, looking at it, made me feel like Victor Frankenstein, but with love, the way he should have felt. Anyway, I wanted to make a poster. I've been wanting to make a poster with a 3D element, even if obviously this is not a 3D poster. And I was like, what really always haunted me was the way that the relic looked. That was always such a very distinct thing to me. I know it's a very simple design, but I think that it works. It really works. I remember being how's this ancient yet futuristic looking thing floating around, and it can do all of these things, and it can help Frogger do all these things, and there's pieces you unlock, and I was just so obsessed with it. I was so fascinated by it in the game, and I always remembered what it looked like. And so I thought this would be a really great thing to try, especially because it's relatively beginner friendly. You focus more on the carving and the plateau tools. It let me experiment with the metallic sheen and stuff, and how to coat it. I did initially have a big fight with the eyes, and then I realized that I would have to do the glowing part in Procreate more, but I gave it a blue base so that it would have a nice thing to work off of. I gave it some light shadow for more depth, and then I went to Procreate and I kind of put it in the middle, and I was thinking very much very the simplistic old video game ads you used to find in Disney Adventure Zone or something, where it was just one item from the thing and one provocative question, why did the frog cross the road? Play and find out. And that was the vibe. That's what I went for, and I love it. I think it's really eye-catching, to toot my own horn. And that's 3 posters. I'm not gonna lie, I remember when I started this, I was like, you have those moments where you're am I actually creative? And you look at your entire body of work and you're not proof. And it's it is, calm down, But I don't think I knew initially how much I was going to really love the results that I came up with. I can't really pick a favorite. It's Powerpuff Girls 1. I can't really pick a favorite of the posters. But I'm also really, really proud of myself and like what I achieved with like Nomad. I don't care that it's a ball. Okay, let me have this. And I'm really proud. I like them a lot. I hope you like them. I hope you like the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It's weird because usually I don't see you when I'm here. We're not usually together at this part of the movie. Too serious. This part of the YouTube video. And I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah. See you next time.